What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one we're going to be talking about how to write Best Buy Roundup reviews, okay? So chances are if you're creating an affiliate marketing website, there's going to be a bunch of times where you're going to do best X for Y type articles, and usually they're kind of cookie cutter reviews, okay? So like if you buy the product, you're going to get a different perspective on that, but you want to follow the same guidelines because that's what's effective in converting the customers, okay, from readers into buyers. So the way that we do that is by using like a content brief, and that's what I use, you know, within my business. So you want to touch base on a few different things, and one of the things that I always want to touch on is what is the USP of the product, okay? What's the unique selling point? Every business in the world has a USP, okay? So there's something unique about that, particularly different to every other business out there, okay? And that's where they're finding their angle. And the way you want to identify that is in an article, on a best X for Y type article, if it's like best fishing rod for trout, okay? Well, why is this particular rod better than the other one on the list for a particular circumstance? So maybe you've got like best long fishing rod, best short fishing rod, or best for speedboats, best for this type of boat, you know, or best for travel. Like, why is this? What is the unique thing about that rod, yeah, that makes it better for travel than the others on the list? Because should someone get that one opposed to just getting the other one that you reviewed in number 1 or number 2? The other thing is talking about that is you want to make each product the best at something. Okay, so like each one, if you got like 5 products, you need to kind of identify like, okay, this one's best for this purpose, this one's best for that purpose, and they all need to be based around purposes, because ultimately that's why someone's looking for a product, because it needs to serve a purpose. The next thing you want to do is identify the benefits of the product. So you always want to touch base on like, what's the benefit? What change can this bring to someone's life? Like if someone gets this rod, what is the problem they're experiencing and how does it solve it? So the way we would do that, if we're talking about fishing rods, particularly if you're talking about a fishing rod that's easier for travel, it might be targeting people who have pets or things like that, or they have limited storage, you know, or maybe a majority of the time rods that don't fold, like this, maybe this is a foldable rod. You might want to touch base on the average American size of a boot, or a car boot, is 1.2 meters, yeah, which isn't big enough for rods. Are you tired of having to put it like, you know, across your center console in the car through to the back of the car, or having to tie it on a roof rack, when you can actually have a foldable rod that goes directly into the back of your seat or into the boot or wherever you want to store it, and it can be stored in a limited space of just 50 centimeters, so half the space that you needed before. Straight away you're touching on the benefit that's going to bring to someone, and also you're touching on the unique selling point of this product, okay? The other thing is that I like to touch on is detailed information about the product. So what are the details that someone needs to know, you know, about this product? If someone's going to buy this rod, what detailed pieces of information is very important to them? So maybe there's something about the materials that are used. You know, maybe fishers are very particular about the materials, you know, so maybe it's a particular type of wood or a particular type of rubber on the handles to give you a better grip and a better experience, whatever it may be. Or maybe trout are very heavy and you need to get like a certain kind of grip on it. So all these different things are unique selling points, and they're ways that you can actually give more information and detail about the product, okay? And a lot of the time on Best Buy reviews, you're going to follow the same format. So you want to come in with a table. You always need to have a table because they're just very high converting. You want to have a table. You can use like plugins like AAWP and all of that, but I personally just use Gutenberg, and I just have like a bunch of different products that are recommended and best overall, runner up, following up for that, like best for travel, best for this, or whatever purposes it serves on the article. And what I've noticed as well is that also helps you with your snippet optimization, because Google on some of my articles are actually pulling that and ranking those, you know, so people can see like a brief idea of the best ones. I always keep it to a maximum of 5 on the table. So even if you have 10 products on the list, you only want to keep 5 of the best ones in the table so people can make quick decisions. You don't want like 11, 12, and I used to do like 10 on my site, and it's just quite ridiculous when someone's scrolling through 10 results. So you just want to keep it to 5 so it's short, it looks good on someone's mobile device as well, and they can click and go straight off to the product, because the majority of the time that's what people are going to do. Then you want to go into like your buyer's guide. You always want to have a buyer's guide on these type of products, because on these type of articles, because someone needs to educate themselves on how to make the purchase. The one thing you don't want to do on a Best Buy review is you don't want to start explaining what the product is, because if someone's looking for a Best Buy review, they already know what it is, and they already know like the kind of product that they want and what kind of problem the product solves. Okay, so don't go into explaining, oh, fishing rods or going fishing can do this and all of that. They already know all of that. All they're looking for, and what you have to think is, when you're looking for something and you're typing Best Buy review, you're looking for something because you've already established that this is the product you want and that's what's going to solve your problem. But now you're looking for the best one because you're indecisive about which one to go for. Okay, it's the same as like if you are gonna pick a theme for your website. That's the best example. You already know that you need the theme. So if someone starts explaining, when you go into the article about themes, they start saying website themes are very good, you know, it can increase your user experience and your speed of loading time, all of that. You're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I already know that. I know all of that. All I need to know is what the best ones are and why. Okay, so that is what you need to focus on when you're coming into your Best Buy reviews. That said, we're gonna get onto the computer now, and I'm gonna give you a tutorial of exactly how to go about writing Best Buy reviews. So I just wanted to make this video whilst I'm in the trenches at the moment, working on my website. So I'm currently writing up a new article, and this article was written by a writer that I hired on iWriter. So like, what happened with iWriter is there were quite a few writers that I was using back then, and the work appeared to be okay, but one of the things I wasn't doing was vetting them fully at that point in time. So there were a few articles that I got back and I look at now and I think, okay, they wasn't that great. Now, given that circumstance, I'm having to rewrite some of the content before publishing it. And the good thing is there's not much of it left. I only had like about 4 or 5 that was really like that. What I'm doing is I'm going to give you an example of how to write an Amazon product review, and one of the easiest ways that I do it, even when I hit like a writer's block or anything like that, is just by actually making some notes and bullet points before going in and writing product reviews. So one of the things that I shared with you in a previous recent video is my content brief. So I always follow the same steps. If I change any of this, then I improve on that process and tweak the template. So I'm always coming into my product reviews with a unique selling point of the product, detailed information in depth on that product, benefits of the product, and the best suited purposes. All right, so that should be highlighted by whatever H3 heading you're putting the best whatever product. This is specifically for a Best Buy Roundup, like, you know, if you're writing that kind of review. It's not for like a single product review or informational content. So if we read what the writer had produced, it says another useful backpack that can be carried out by a handle or as a backpack, as an airline carry-on bag for your pet. It meets nearly all airline requirements. So that's quite important to note down. It meets, and we'll cross-reference that when we go on to the product review. Then they said the bag is excellent for hiking, blah, blah, blah. You can instantly unzip the sides and turn it into a useful portable kennel. Yeah, okay, so that's a bit extreme, like, you know, using it as a kennel. Like, it kind of can be used as that, to be honest, because you can undo this bit. So that's what they're talking about, like if you were to rest it somewhere and the dog can go in the back, or cat or whatever pet it may be. And then look, so what I'm gonna highlight here is all the fluff, okay? So I went on to this product. Now, what I want you to do is when you write your product reviews, what are a few things that stand out about this? Like, what could you make bullet points about on this product? Because I do this is the kind of effort I put into when I write a review. So when I come over here, one of the things that I'm straight away seeing is that it's got a very breathable design. Like, so it's got side pockets. So I might say, okay, how many pockets does it have on the sides? And then when we go here, we can see it's foldable. So that's something you want to make a note of. And it's expandable. It has an expandable rear. Yeah, okay, so it's expandable, so your dog can pop their head out the top, or you could have that closed. Is that area breathable? Yes, it is. And then, is it a mesh or is it a net? How did they refer to it on this? What we would do is come and make some notes. So you can see the bullets that I've made. You can carry a weight of up to 18 pounds. This is very important. It meets airline requirements, yeah.
And we want to know, I'm in this niche, so we want to know if it's TSA approved, yeah? So I'll put question marks next to that. It's made with Oxford cloth and vented net design with a 210D base. Now, I don't know what a 210D base is, but it's obviously referring to some kind of fabric, that, like a strength. So when you see these kind of things and you don't know what it is, personally, that's where I use an outbound link. Now, some people will say never use outbound links on your product reviews. I do, because if it helps the reader and they don't know, and maybe you don't get the commission, like, you know, so what? It's not always just about selling to people. So what are we highlighting here? Okay, so we're coming through to this bit, and this is how you really want to look at products. What are one of the things that stand out straight away? There's 6 colors available. Okay, so go and note that. Go and put that in a bullet point. It comes in 6 colors, yeah? It's an expandable design. So you want to use the correct wording for this. So you might say the back comes out, and this is where all the fluff comes. You know, when people say, oh, the back of it comes out. The only other word I would subsidize for this is maybe you could extend, it's an extended back, an extended rear or whatever, additional storage, those kind of words, okay? So expandable back design gives your pet more space. So they're giving you exactly what you need to kind of write. The top of the dog backpack can be opened, yeah, okay, so you can open this area here, so you want to note that. So you want to say top can be opened. And then if we come back over, what's one of the other things we can find? Adjustable shoulder straps. Okay, so most bags are going to have adjustable shoulder straps, but then if you get a sling or something, they don't always have that. It has a widened design, adjustable shoulder pad to help reduce load. Okay, so that might be quite important to note, so you might make a note on that. 2 retractable buckles on the bottom of the backpack to prevent shoulder strap deviation. Okay, so there's 2 retractable buckles on the top and bottom of the backpack. You want to note that. And if you can't be bothered to even make bullets, just copy it from here for the moment. So you would make a note of that and copy that in. I've already got that in here somewhere. Also has a removable bottom that can be unzipped and features a soft and comfy padding. Okay, so it has a removable bottom that can be unzipped. So the next thing I'm looking at is like, okay, it has a removable bottom that can be unzipped, but is that machine washable? Because, you know, that's one of the other things. So I actually done a bit of research, and I know it's already not machine washable. Look, because I've already noted that here. Made of high quality Oxford cloth. So you definitely want to make sure that you note down the materials that are used. And it's waterproof. So they've not claimed that it's water resistant. They're saying it's waterproof. I don't see how, because it's netting. So, you know, the materials on the side coat and all that must be waterproof. And there might be covers for the actual netting there as well. 2 side bags for storage, okay, on either side. Okay, so once you've got all of that information, we can start to write a review. But we've also got here that it's non-toxic and non-irritating materials used, yeah? So you also want to note that down. It's anti-scratch as well, anti-scratch. After you've done that, you want to come down and you want to see what else, because the company are trying to market this, yeah? So they're going to tell you like all the best things about this. So look, something that we never wrote down just now is that it's foldable, okay? So how quick can you fold this thing? You know, does it fold fast? Oh, well, in 7 steps, yeah, which I already noted this down. So these are the things, because if you were going to buy this, these are the things you would look at. Like, I'm not going to carry a cat in this bag, but these are the things that I want to look at. Like, so double-sided use pad, okay? Adjustable shoulder straps, and it actually mounts across your chest, which they didn't even know, but I can see that's a chest mount. 2 zippers that buckle for safety. So this is to help prevent pets from escaping, okay? So it's got safety buckles, and it's got a safety belt inside to hook onto your dog's collar or your cat's collar or so on and so forth. Now, if we actually take a look at what the writer has written, one of the things that are instructed is not to start off sentences consistently with the word the, and having repetitive sentences is even worse. But they've used it so many times, and just to highlight how bad this is, look at this. This is the, they used it to start that sentence again, that one. So the most boring thing you can ever say is like, the blah blah blah, the blah blah blah, the blah blah blah. It's very boring. It will put you to sleep. Yeah, it's the most basic way of writing, and the most inexperienced way of writing as well. We can see that is very terribly written. Yeah, so they've got a lot of fluff in here, and just to identify, what would I class as fluff? So this is complete fluff. Like, to be sure when flying, it's important to check with our airline section below And I will even recommend checking with airline using the link we provide. Like that is just so irrelevant to what we're talking about with this bag. The manufacturer specifies a weight of the dog, a maximum of 18. So that almost doesn't even make sense. That's like someone who doesn't even speak English who has written that sentence. And then another useful backpack that can be carried by a handle or as a backpack. As soon as they came into this, one of the things I don't like is up next is blah blah blah, or up in fourth place and so on. You need to write this in a way that if someone landed on this specific review, just quickly skimming through the page, this clearly communicates exactly what the product is, what the benefits of it is, any kind of detail about it, and what the best suited purposes it serves. Yeah, so that is the main things that someone needs to take away, and that's what people need before they make a buying decision, or before they consider heading over to whatever link you're recommending them to go and buy from. This is bad. Yeah, so what I'm going to show you now is what it should look like, and then we'll go through and identify all the things that I've incorporated from this bulleted list. I've just finished writing this specific little review section that I'm going to share with you. What we can do is we're just going to read what they had before and then what I've changed it to. Okay, so we had another useful backpack that can be carried by a handle or as a backpack as an airline carry-on bag for your pet. And then we've got the bag is excellent for hiking, taking on a stroll to the park, camping. So they're specifying all these things, yeah, but there's nothing in particular about this bag of why it's specifically good for those purposes. I mean, it is good for long distances and whatever else, as they said, because of the support and whatever else. So yeah, that's okay. But again, started and kind of like a little bit fluff, because you don't really need to read anything about the review to just go, oh, this is an excellent camping bag. It's just so generalized. Like, this could be about any product in the world. There is nothing specific to the product that we're talking about in question to this product in these first two lines. You know, like, okay, maybe about the only thing about the airline. That's about it. And then we've got the bag has plenty of ventilation, which again is very generic information. Yeah, and when you stop for a break, this is complete fluff. You can easily unzip the sides and turn it into a useful portable kennel. You wouldn't word it in this way. Like, that is very badly worded. Like, instead of saying there is plenty of ventilation and when you stop for a break, you could say when out on long walks, you're able to convert the bag into a kennel for short breaks or storage or additional storage. You know, like, so you just want to make it sound better, like, and read better. We could say anything on the planet is simple to clean. You know, there isn't something that when we're trying to sell something, oh, it's simple to clean. You know what? Why is it simple to clean? Okay. When in use as a kennel, the dimensions are 90% larger. So they specified this on the site, because I actually saw this. Let's find that section. So what they said is expandable. After expansion, the internal space will increase by 90%. Okay. So you would say the expandable rear end is able to offer 90% additional space when in use. You know, so that's the way you would word it, not the bag blah 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 and gives you a 90% larger. You know, it's just very basic. Anyway, so this is what I've got here. Here you have a backpack that is not only made for functionality, but also serves the need for a comfortable travel bag that will keep your pup safe and secure on the move. Okay, so that's the unique selling point, yeah, is that it serves the need for a comfortable bag, yeah, that will keep them safe. Okay, there is a mesh skylight design at the top of the bag that can easily be rolled back to allow more airflow. On each side wall, there are additional pockets for storage and breathable venting holes. And I need to finish that. Sorry, I never even finished that. Whilst not machine washable, which I took from here because it wasn't machine washable. So I put, like, you know, down here, is it machine washable, which it wasn't. So that's how I incorporated it. Like, you know, so I'm taking a negative and then pulling it into a positive. Whilst not machine washable, the removable non-slip pad can be used in the expandable rear section that allows for dual use of the bag. Okay, so they said, like, you know, when used as a kennel. So I've actually worded the same thing, but in a much better way, by saying the expandable rear section, okay, of the bag allows for dual use. Yeah. For added safety, the blah blah blah, and this is where I get the link into the product. Yeah, is equipped with anti-escape zippers with buckles in brackets, because they do have buckles. And if we actually go over to the product, let's actually take a look at that. We can see it on here. So when you go down here, you can see, look, the zippers have buckles for safety. So there's buckles that go over the zip so the pet can't get out, like, so they can't escape. So I actually incorporated that into that writing there. So I said, yeah, with buckles and a safety belt. Okay, so you can see it needs editing. And a safety belt that can be mounted to your pet's collar. Okay, made with 300D Oxford cloth and a solid base, foldable design. This carrier makes a great option for those wanting to head out on long distance travels. Yes, so I'm giving them all the reasons of why this is a good thing to take on long distance travel. So I'm explaining it's got solid base, foldable design, and all these things, which is why it's good for long distance travel. Okay, so I'm giving them the why. You can choose from a range of 6 colors. How did I find that? Now, sometimes people are just coming and copying this information. I just used my 2 eyes and took a look and saw that there are 6 colors. So that's how I incorporated it. And I didn't go, it's blue, pink, and all that stuff, because you can let them check that out on Amazon. I do sometimes put that in the reviews anyway as well, but you don't have to. And then I've got, yeah, made with 300D Oxford whatever solid base, a foldable design. This carrier makes a great option for those wanting to head out on long distance travels. You can choose from a range of 6 colors that are all made with non-toxic, non-irritating materials. This product is a waterproof dual-purpose carrier that will support any pet of up to 18 pounds. Then for the pros, I've done its dual purpose, because if someone's like on a quick thing, that's one of the main things. I said, then I put in brackets, can be used for regular use or pets. Yeah. Expandable back for additional space. I don't need to go, it's 90% and all that stuff. I just need to tell them it's expandable, because these are the bullets. Chest and stomach mount for additional stability. So if you go onto the product, we're talking about bags and security. So I want to know, like, how does this hold in? Over here on this image, you can see that there's a mount here. So there's a chest mount across there, and then there's a stomach mount. So you can see how it helps to support the bag, and also you know, when you're carrying. So you can get a lot just from this. So you can see how I created like a whole piece of text just around this area. You always want to be looking, like, you know, that's why those bullet points are important. Like, you know, vented design, 2 holes on each side. This, like, so maybe you can store a laptop in that, I don't know. So you'd want to read into that, like, you know, because that might be a bit where you can store a laptop or something like that. But that's, I believe, where the extended part sits, maybe. One of the things that it wasn't good, I didn't like, is that it wasn't machine washable. Now, you always want to have like a good 80% of pros over cons, you know, like 20% cons. And you can see how I incorporated all this information. So it comes in 6 colors. Yeah, I said that. 3-sided acrylic, whatever. Like, I didn't need to go into detail about acrylic, but I said that it's got like breathable net on the side, or whatever that may have been. I can't remember what I just covered. And then built-in retractable hook. That's to keep the dog safe and whatever else. Additional pad for double-sided use. Foldable in 7 steps. Not machine washable, waterproof. So off of this, I was able to come and create this brilliant piece of text here. And this is what I'd class as quality, because when we come back to this, did I mention the unique selling point of the product? Well, someone came in like straight away. Yeah, it serves the need for a comfortable travel bag that keeps your pup safe and secure on the move. Yes, so that's why it's safe and secure. Yes, that's unique. And it's a dual purpose design. Like, if they come down here, it's dual purpose. Yeah, straight away, that's going to catch people. Detailed information on the product and the benefits. Did I explain the detailed information? Yes. Whilst it's not machine washable, we got from this, yeah? It's dual purpose. It's equipped with anti-escape zippers, safety belt inside, you know, made with Oxford cloth. So we've got all of this. It best serves long distance travels, yeah? Comes in a range of 6 colors, and it's made with non-toxic materials. Like, so we got all of that information in just a short review there. And then actually, if we come down best suited purposes, again, I've already said that, and that's the long distance travels. So you can see how I've written all of that, and these are the things that I'm looking for from a writer, because people serve up something like this, and you know, to be honest, that's very poor quality. You can see how I've incorporated all this information in a much better way without repeating myself. I don't need to use the word the to keep starting sentences. So you would do this like 5 times over for 5 products if you're going to be doing like Roundup reviews, you know. So that's the kind of thing you need to be doing to be getting those sales.